Well, all they wanted was a granny flat. Instead, families and pensioners have been left with a mess. Their life savings drained and nothing to show for it after the builder went bust.
I don't think they care about us. It doesn't look like they care.
I can't really say on TV what I would like to say.
You have sunk your life savings into this place. How does it make you feel?
Devastated, absolutely devastated.
They always had a pretty good reputation.
We don't know what we're going to do.
We're here on behalf of all the people that's been ripped off by ResCom.
Let's rewind to how this all started.
Design catalogue is done.
ResCon builds granny flats, or at least it used to, before it went into voluntary administration. That's when A Current Affair heard from angry customers.
Well, it's absolutely shocking.
Hello?
So we went looking for company director Timothy Caccaro. No answer, but we found wife Stella, a signatory on contracts with ResCon customers.
Simon Boda from A Current Affair, Stella.
Stella Caccaro's not normally camera shy.
I come from a family of builders and, being married to a builder as well. It's all about construction for myself.
I keep sending emails to them, no responses. So I sent them an email asking them if they're in liquidation, and still no response.
Peter Reeve is a 67-year-old bus driver. He was looking at retiring soon.
My plan was never to be a burden on society. That was my plan.
Rather than invest in the stock market, Peter looked to bricks and mortar, a granny flat that he could rent out.
I don't want to be in a situation where I have to go and get a pension and draw out on Gen Y and millennials and all the rest of them to pay for me.
Peter did his research and found ResCon Builders.
My name's Timothy Caccaro. I'm the founder.
It had received industry awards for its granny flats.
ResCon came highly recommended in so many areas.
The grandfather was quoted $132,000. So far, he's paid ResCon $150,000, and he's been told by another builder it'll cost another $95,000 to finish the job.
Well, I can't get a loan. I'm too old to get a loan. So I've got to find 90 grand, which will mean I'll have no super left and not a lot else.
His list of faults is long, and then there's this. The house isn't even centred on the piers.
How can it distribute the weight within the...
With ResCon now in administration, Peter fears there's little that can be done.
The fences...
Kylie and James chose ResCon to build a granny flat for Kylie's mum, Coral.
and make sure that she was going to be able to live in it as long as she could. And some power tools left behind.
They previously built a granny flat and heard good things about ResCon.
They always had a pretty good reputation, so it was just kind of decided that if we build another granny flat, we'd build with ResCon.
The couple forked out $150,000. They've been told it could cost another $200,000.
So we've got...
Still granny flat? And a big mess.
Yeah. The frame isn't wrapped properly. So
they say what's standing now is full of defects.
There's just been a lot of excuses and nothing other than that.
And they kept promising and promising and nothing ever happened.
It was going to be Kylie's mum's new home.
As you can see, it's an eyesore. Yeah, it's just terrible. I've had a lot of sleepless nights.
Well, I decided to build the granny flat to relieve a bit of pressure on me because my mortgage is so high.
Michael Rowett inherited his mum's home in southwestern Sydney and took on the mortgage.
And I thought to myself, if I could rent out my house and move into my granny flat, that would relieve a bit of pressure.
He also turned to ResCon.
I went with them and they looked pretty good, but yeah, all this went down.
Quoted $138,000. So far it's cost him $131,000. He hasn't seen a builder since March.
It's like they didn't care. This is one of the major structural defects, is right here. You can literally put your hand underneath it. It's sitting outside of the slab about 50 mil.
It's left him financially crippled.
I'm struggling big time, but I've got to push through. What I've got to do, might even have to borrow more money to finish it.
We did a deep dive into Timothy, Stella and ResCon. Since 2001, the husband and wife team have been secretary or director of 15 companies. ResCon Builders folded with more than 50 affected customers and claims in excess of $3.9 million. Timothy, Stella and their new company are claiming they're owed more than $500,000.
I feel incredibly proud for the entire...
Timothy Coccaro told liquidators ResCon was no longer viable due to the COVID pandemic, extreme weather and increased construction costs. Since then, the Coccaros have changed direction. A computer development company called Can I Build, which has an Innovative Business Award and is expanding into the US.
And the excitement's quite high in terms of what we're being able to do heading into the future.
All those challenges and those lessons through that wonderful experience that I had leading one of the largest granny flat companies in New South Wales was the creation of Can I Build.
Optimism not shared by these disappointed ResCon customers.
They say customers at the forefront. Well, I've got to tell you, if they take customers at the forefront like they've treated me, they'll be out of business in that one as well, real quick.
I think we just want to make sure that they're held accountable in terms of the fact that this is really unfair.
If the boss of ResCon was sitting here now, what would you say to him?
Come on, mate, just finish it. Just get it done. Just get it over and done with. You're making money no matter what. So what's the point of doing this to me?
Whole lot of hurt there. And I mean, how can a business go bust, leaving so many in desperate situations, while the owners move on and run a different company? It seems to happen all the time.